Hey everybody, Hunter back again from Showtime Studios. This is going to be part 61 of the build tutorial that we've been working on, and we have everything buffed out finally. You can look at the reflection here now. The light that's reflecting in this is about 2 foot above the model, and you can see each individual LED. And if you follow the steps that I did in the buffing video and pay attention to what you're doing and what the compounds are doing, you can turn this out right here on every model you build. So nothing real hard about it. I gave you all the steps, so give it a shot and see if it works out. So, like I say, we have everything buffed out. Everything is waxed, pretty much ready to go there. We are going to go in and do a little bit of a panel line accent color in the doors, the rear door, a little bit of along the bare metal foil. I got all the bare metal foil done all the way around. That looks good. So this is just kind of an update in this video on what we're doing. This kit came with clear and tinted glass in it, so I put the clear windshield in it, and that's already installed. And we're going to use the rear glass that is tinted, which is this piece here. And it came out pretty good. It's got a nice tint to it. So we're going to use that in the very back there, and we're going to install this on camera. So we won't be using this piece of clear glass. And then the other thing that I have is the headlights have to go in. And while we're on the subject of the headlights, I'm going to go ahead and break the car down here and show you what I did to make the headlights show up a little bit better. And while I'm taking the car apart, we still have to do the grill yet. We're going to go in and put a panel line accent black on the grill. And then I'm going to cover it with a light coat of TS79 semi-gloss clear just to dull the chrome a little bit. And then we got to go in and do a little bit of brush painting with the Vallejo black. We're going to brush paint all this inside here, black all that out, and these little edges right here. So that's something that we need to do yet. And we still have to paint the inside of the body. Now, I've been asked why I haven't painted that yet. And the reason for that is I like to go ahead and get my glass glued in. That way, when I come in to do my painting on the inside of the body, I can cut right to the edge of the glass that's going to be visible out here. And it actually helps cover up the join between the glass and the plastic on the inside. This model is not as critical for it because you can't really see in it anyway, but that's typically the way I do it. And I've already got my Vallejo over here that we're going to be using to do the inside of the body. We'll show you how to do that on camera. But other than that, pretty much the body is ready to go. We've got the interior done. All that's wrapped up. The firewall's in. That's finished. The lower part is buff. Now we are going to come back in and change the color. We're going to do the running boards black, but we're only going to do the inserts of the running boards in the black color. So it should come out pretty good. I think it's going to be a neat twist on it. It's going to separate the fenders. So we'll do that on camera. I'll show you how to tape it up and how to go in and freehand spray that with the airbrush. Let's see, what else do we have on the body? The wood grain's done in the back, the bare metal foil. Of course, I put the white shifter ball on it and did a little bit of panel wash on the dash just to make things pop, a little bit of dry brushing, and it's all box stock in there, nothing special. We're going to go in underneath of it and we're going to paint this with the semi-gloss black out of the airbrush. So I'm going to go in and show you a couple tricks on how to do that. Oh, and speaking of the headlights, you can see let's see if we can get it up here where the camera will focus in on it. Let me twist it here the right way. The camera's wanting to focus on everything but the headlights. There we go. You can see how shiny we got the headlights back in there. Now, believe it or not, that's actually the Molotov pin, or not the pin. It is actually the refill, and that's that liquid chrome. And that was not sprayed through an airbrush. That's this product right here, the liquid chrome from Molotov. This is the refill. I put a little bit of this on a piece of plastic card, went in with a small brush, and just dot painted the chrome into the headlight bezels or the headlight buckets. And that way, when we put the headlights in, it'll actually give it a nice 3D look and look like a chrome reflector behind it. So we got that done. That's ready to go. And I don't know if it'll show up now. I mean, you can see that it's got depth to it now in there. So that looks real good. And as far as the chassis, we're all done with it. Engine's installed. All the dry brushing's done. Wheels and tires are on. You know, everything's pretty much detailed. The only thing we have to add to the chassis yet is the exhaust. So we're going to set the chassis over here to the side. And on the exhaust, if you remember back through the steps, I went ahead and got it up to this point, but I had to cut the exhaust because I've already put the rear end in. So we're going to go ahead and do a tutorial on how to get the exhaust coming out looking like this here. And this is actually done with an AK product and some chrome powder. It came out pretty good. It's got a nice stainless finish to it. And then on some of these curves, we're going to go back into a little bit of heat staining. Probably wouldn't be totally accurate for this exhaust, but just to show you the steps on how we do it, we're going to do that on video. So that's one that's coming up. And what else do we have? That's the exhaust. Let's see. We have the steering shaft that I still have to paint and put in. That'll be probably one of the last things that goes in once we mount the body. Actually, that will be the last thing that goes in. And let's see. We've already talked about the headlights. We have the exhaust tips, which are chrome. We are going to drill these out right here. And because they have they're almost made like a super trap. But I'm going to drill out the centers of them. And we'll do them black inside, which is totally acceptable on box stock rules. And then we have, let's see, we've already talked about the back glass. We have the license plate bracket. Now, I'm only going to put one on this car. I'm not going to put one on the front. I'm just going to do the one on the rear. And there is a little notch back here for it. Right, where are we at? Here, camera. That little notch right above my finger is where the license plate bracket goes. But what we are going to do is thin that thing down. It's way too thick. In scale, it would be about I don't know, 1.25 inches thick. So we're going to thin that down by sanding the back side of it, and then we'll attach that with one of the license plate decals out of the kit. That's to come yet. And actually, this is the one I'm not going to use. The one I've already cut out that we're going to use is right here. So we're not going to be using that one. And the last thing that we have is the bumpers. Now, what I've done on these is I've actually went in, and I haven't done it on that one. This one, I went in and I've sanded the mold lines along the edges of the bumper. And I left the kit chrome out here. And I went all around the edges, got all the mold lines out, all the flaws and all that stuff, the attachment points. And I'm going to show you a little trick with the Molotov refill bottle on how to go in and blend this in and make it look real good and still keep your kit chrome out here. But we are going to put these in a coat of TS79 semi-gloss clear from Tamiya. And I haven't done this one yet as far as the sanding on it. We're going to do that on camera, and I'll show you what I'm doing and the process on it. And then we won't do the touch-up chrome part until they are mounted on the car and pretty much everything is done. Then we're going to go back in and finish touching up the bumpers in place on the car. And other than that, that will be it. This will be a finished model and a finished series. And again, I want to thank everybody for watching and the interest in the series. The one other thing that I forgot to mention is I got the mirror put on the dash. I glued that in this afternoon and got that taken care of. That was the last thing that needed to go on the interior. So that's where we're at. This is just an update video to let everybody know, where we're at, where we're going next. I'm not sure what the next video will be. Stay tuned, and you'll probably find out right after I do, right after I make it. So most likely it'll be on the grill. We'll go in and do a black wash on it, and then we'll spray some TS79 on it. And at the same time, I'll go ahead and hit these bumpers and the exhaust tips just to dull them down, and also the license plate bracket. So that's all we've got for this one. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching and all the interest. If you have any questions or concerns on any part of the series we've done so far, let me know and leave a comment. We'll be more than glad to see if we can help you out. So until next time, this is Hunter from Showtime Studios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.